Alright, hello there. I am Pumper01 and we are getting ready to start the Combatants Title match. Yeah, I waited a whole nother day to start the next match, but who cares, you know? So, in the Combatants Championship match, we have the newly crowned and reigning defending Combatants champions, these four right here. That is going in order: Switch Kit, PKO, Champ, and Riot. All four of them are my created characters. Then they will be taking on the inaugural champs who won the #1 contenders match back at show 7B. As I said before, this is pay-per-view number 7, as you already know. Let's scroll over here. And they going in order is Guabo, El Guabo, Maida, Antonio, Inoki, and my creator wrestler, the Destroyer, Devastation. So, you know, they're going to be trying to regain their titles in this. And they had a pretty competitive, you know, championship match back at, what was that? Pay-per-view number 6? Let's go back and look at that right quick. I'm not sure. I want to get a good indication of how many matches it took. So look at that. Now you can just see right here, this is just the sheer number. I think this is, nope, this is probably the last. Alright, take this off. Let's go. Alright, so this is a different championship. Okay, so it did. Then this is this. Now we're just trying to get a good indication of what this was. There. This is the final part of the second match for. Okay, so it only took them 2 videos. You heard that? Alright, hello there. This is the final part of the second match for the Combatants Champ. Okay, so that's back where I didn't know what to call everything with the parts. For all championships, I call them parts, so you know the sync. So all the division ones, you know, they get part 1, part 2, part 3, because the whole entire title match will take place on one video. But these team elimination gauntlets, they will go into either with all the matches for the for the Faction 3. Is either 1 part, which is just somebody won all the matches, or it's 2 parts because it took 2 videos to do all 5 matches. Anywhere from 3 videos to possibly 4 videos could happen for the combatants. As you saw, it took them 2 matches. They went against each other for 2 matches. That means the inaugural champs did not win a single match overall. They won matches, as you can see, but they didn't win, you know, any of the title matches. They didn't win the whole thing, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So, yeah, they're gonna have the work cut out for them, I guess, the new champs who beat them last time. But I improved on Devastation. I improved on also the characters, because as you already know, I lost all my information and stuff like that. And then I figure out the little, you know, the little codes and stuff like that. I have a video that talks about that stuff as well, you know, with the Game Shark codes. And now I got everything unlocked. Well, not everything, because there's still like little hints of stuff that's not unlocked on the game, so forth and so that. And there's certain moves, finisher moves and stuff like that, that's not unlocked and whatever. But this is, well, you already go see that stuff, so let's go right into the title. Yeah, because we're already 4 minutes in. Yeah. So let's see, 4 and 4. So that goes here, 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 here. And then I believe we go Boss, Kira, Antonio Inoki, and Devastation. And the way that we can make sure that I know what's going on is, I already did this ahead of time, sometime yesterday, to make sure that I was going in the right order. Now when you get the characters, they go left to right. So you go straight down on the left side, then straight down on the right side when there's 4 people and stuff like that. So as you can see, you know, Switch Kit, PKO, Champ, and what's the name, Brawler. They go Kirameda, Antonio Noki, and Devastation. You know, that's how it goes. Anyway, let's move on, because we already know everything is set. Everything's correct. Let me first forget the time. I switch it to this. Got 3 minutes, 15 points, 2 points for knockdown. That's correct. Oh, that's right. These should be 1s, and this should be 5 rounds. And let me show you right quick with it on here, just for you know that it's all correct. See, got 2 for knockdown. Is 3 5-minute round. It's 5 3-minute rounds, and we have the blood stoppage is on. 1 point for takedowns and rope escapes. Give up is on, and so forth and so on. And then we can just go right back in here. As you see, it's 3 minutes, 5 rounds, 15 points, 2 for knockdowns. That everything's correct. I like it. Now, find a little piece of business, make sure it's on the hardest difficulty, and we can get started. Damn near 7 minutes before the match actually starts. Well, if you like me, well, I watch other people's videos and stuff like that on YouTube or wherever. I tend to skip through it, unless you have to sit through it and you like watching Twitch or something. I don't really watch Twitch. I don't really have time to waste the high speed when I do have it for that. Probably just go where I get the new phone, just start paying the bill to get permanent high speed and have like family members and stuff with the other 4, you know, high speed, permanent high speed plan and stuff like that. Also, you get supposedly 4 Galaxy phones or some shit, but I don't care about all that. I just need the speed because I'm planning on getting the phone I want anyway. And I forgot, it's only supposed to be looking at the champions walkout, but I was talking, so don't let that slide. Plus, it's Boss Rudin. You know, who doesn't like Boss Rudin? The lever shot. No, that ain't how he talks. That's why I know Boss Rudin is. Forgot his says. You hit him in the liver, and he said you hit him with the palm of your hand. I never watched his stuff, any of his fights live, but like you can watch on his official channel. I think it's called official Boss Rudin and stuff like that. And on the Pancreas channel, you got certain fights that you can watch with him. Like the fights I like watching the most, it's just 2 versus Frank Shamrock. Yeah, because I think he lost his fight to Ken Shamrock in Pancreas. I'm not sure, but the ones with Frank Shamrock was pretty good because the first one he would put Frank Shamrock. I think they was like grappling on the ground, and like all you could do is like the slaps or whatever, the palm strikes and stuff like that. And like Frank Shamrock is just laughing, and he got his tongue out looking at him as they hit each other. But then the rematch, that nigga started throwing bombs with the heel of his hands, because that's technically the palm, and he was hurting him. So like he was basically using the palms, like he was throwing like straight hands at him and shit like that, like he was throwing punches, and that shit looked like it hurt. Frank was like, how's that not cheating? But Frank Shamrock is also another good fighter and stuff like that. I remember when he beat freaking Tito Ortiz when he was in his freaking prime, man. He was so much bigger than Frank Shamrock. And I think that was that at light heavyweight when they fought? Did he fight him at light heavyweight? Or was they fighting at middleweight? It was either light heavyweight or middleweight where they fought. I forget which one it was. But he was able to beat him, you know? And that was just because superior cardio, and you know, he was actually an all-round fighter. with a better like ground game than Tito Ortiz. Tito Ortiz was just, you know, a good wrestler with good ground and pound and stuff like that. But his ground and pound was like, I'd say like it was like way better than what you would see from other people of that era or a little bit before that era with Mark Coleman and them and stuff like that, because they would just straight up ground and pound you and stuff like that with their top game when they got the full mount and all that other stuff. But yeah, I believe Frank Shamrock did Weather the Storm, and then T. Ortiz wasn't built for that type of fight, the cardio. Damn it, we had 10.5 minutes and the fight haven't started. I'm talking about shit that people probably don't care to hear about because they can just look up themselves. But yeah, you can look at all of Boss Rudin's fights on YouTube, and I think there's another dude, I think Igor something, forgetting how to pronounce his first name, but he was a striker, and you can see all his fights, and he went undefeated for like 5 years or some crazy thing. And that was back when, you know, MMA was first getting started with the no rules bar with the bare knuckle and stuff like that. They didn't even have gloves and stuff when he was fighting. Yeah. Anyway, let's get started with this. Damn it. This is gonna be a long ass video, man. Well, no, it's not, because I probably only go watch the first 3 matches. So if it's 2-1, we'll when the match gets 2-1, we'll stop. But if somebody goes 3-0, we're gonna continue until we get to the 5th. Till we get to the 4th match, you know, then we'll end it at 3-1. So it can either stop at 2-1 or 3-1, depending on what happens. Or somebody could complete the sweep. One of these guys could complete the sweep, and then we'll end it there. Yeah, that's the way this could end. And you know, my people can get the knockdowns and stuff. As I said, they can get knockdowns. First knockdown of the match. So I vastly improved a lot of like the techniques for my old characters as well as for my new characters, new 24 characters and stuff like that, because they're gonna have some steep competition coming their way pretty soon, because it's not just improving them to make sure they keep winning matches against the characters that's already on the game. Because I got new 24 characters, they stuff may end up improving to combat against those characters as well. Because it's not just the freaking, what was it? 100, what's the total that used to be on here? 114? Now it's 138 because we got 24 new characters on there, so. One thing that's sad about that is that the freaking 98 characters is on the game. I can't change none of the shit. All they'll let me do is change like their attire, their ring attire, and their freaking, you know, basically their look and their name and stuff. And probably their weight and height and stuff like that. But everything else I can't really change about it. I'm not allowed to change none of that shit. Which is kind of bogus, man, because like, I could improve certain characters, like you saw with the Eno matches. Like, if his stuff wasn't set for like when his opponent is laid, when he knocked down his opponent, if his stuff wasn't set for going to ground game with the full mount and the back control and stuff like that, he can just go for the pin after he hit the STO, but he doesn't do that. His character is not set to do that. But he still wins matches, you know. But I'm saying, like, that's like a little thing that could help him win matches by pinfall when he is in the PW rules style matches. You know, he could be winning those matches by pinfall. And when I first thought of making the faction of 3, I thought about having the faction of 3 use no pinfalls for their matches and stuff like that. No pinfalls, because I could turn off pinfalls if I want to. But I thought, no, I need to make sure that stays PW while the other thing stays, you know, MMA. So like all the PW style matches have pinfall. You can win by pinfall. was thinking of having one where you could just win by submission or TKO, but that'll probably be for like a battle royale or some crap like that. A 4-man battle royale using MMA characters and like take off the pinning predicament or whatever. Pinfalls will be taken off or something like that. You know? As long as it's just any old body can be a part of it, you know, might as well have pinfalls on there. Because if they're not going to use pinfalls, then there's no need to have pinfalls on there. You know? There's no need for it. Alright, Bas Rutten, he's going to have to do something, man. He's down by 3 freaking points already. But the points don't really matter because they're going to have to go a total of 15 minutes all together when all 5 rounds are done. And like that's the only way those points going to matter. But the points does matter because once all your points are taken away, you do lose. But one of the things that Bas Rutten can do that can really help out his team is that he has that palm strike and he uses it a lot. And if he's able to make anyone bleed, they're going to be at a disadvantage going against the next people in his team. And next person up is Kirameda, and he does that little side rolling kick that does blood damage. So that can definitely help out his team, you know, if he's able to make somebody bleed, you know. So those two can definitely do some damage. And then, what's his name? Antonio Inoki also has a move that does blood damage, and that would be that Fury Punch. It's a straight right hand, but like he pulls back with it, and then he lets it go and stuff like that. So all 3 of those guys have one, and then you already know the spinning back fist, the spinning back elbow that Devastation uses, and then he got that left-handed body shot that also does blood damage. So their team is well equipped with moves that can do blood damage. You know, they can definitely get back these titles. But just like I just said that about those characters, all the other 4 created wrestlers that they're going against have the ability to do blood damage with a lot more moves and stuff like that. You know, and the freaking Brawler Riot probably has about the most moves that can do blood damage out of anyone on the damn game. So that created. I think Legway may have more moves that can do blood damage than him now. Yeah. But I'm not too sure. It's possibly that he does, but I'm not too sure. I'll go back and look at that. So the main thing I talk about with the game is like I don't have the insider knowledge as far as like all the moves they use. I just mainly focus on like particular submissions they have or moves that can do KO or blood damage and the finishers and stuff like that. Bas Rutten's finisher is that knee to the body. That liver shot to the body with a knee, and then it's a left knee. He uses the left knee to deliver it. And Bas needs to get some blood damage going or do something. You know, he needed to make his opponent somehow find a victory in his match or wear him down somewhat, because he's steady losing points right now. Yeah, that's a 3-pointer. He said it like it was basketball, but basically get the 2 for the knockdown and you get the 1 point for the takedown, because the Death Valley driver is considered a takedown. I'm not sure if the multiple power bombs to Death Valley driver is considered a takedown, because sometimes moves where you like do more than one thing at a time, it doesn't have it where you can get points for that. But it probably is a takedown, but it only counts as 1. Which is, I guess, is supposed to, you know, because the whole entire move is the multiple, you know, power bombs into the Death Valley driver. The same thing with the 3 Germans or the 5 Germans. If you want to do that, it won't give you 3 points or 5 points for hitting every single German, because they're all connected into one move. You know, it's called the multiple Germans for a reason. Now, it could give you a point for every German you you use if this game was created differently, like the way that other wrestling games with the grappling system has, where like you can reverse out of the multiple Germans and stuff like that after the first one or after the second one and stuff like that. Just create like one of those games, then all three could possibly count, but not on here for that reason. Yeah. I know I said we were gonna talk with this game and stuff like that. There you go, boss. There you freaking go. I don't care who wins this, really. Hopefully everybody does well in this, but like I don't really care too much about who wins between these two teams, because I got 4 more of my career wrestlers that can be part of, you know, the 5th spot chance. Come if they lose this title match, then they lose the #1 contenders match at show 8B, but they won't be able to be part of 5th spot chance matches until show 9A, even if they lose this title match, because remember, they still gotta lose the #1 contenders match. As former champions for these team elimination gauntlets for the Faction 3 and Combatants, after they lose their title, they get to automatically be part of the #1 contenders match. No matter if they only have 1 title reign or wherever. If you win at the pay-per-view, then if you lose at the next pay-per-view, you become the #1, you be part of the #1 contenders match, just because you're a former champion. But that can only happen once. Then you have to go back to the team qualifiers and become champion again. Use the rope break, you dumb it. Oh, you dumb. Congrats to Boss Ruder, jackass. What the fuck he use rope break? I hate that the characters are not you know, efficient or reliant with the rope break when they know they got enough freaking what's the name, points and stuff like that. Because he hasn't took no arm damage, he wasn't thinking of using rope break, even though you saw him already against the ropes. He never tried to use the rope break. They just don't know the difference between when their arm is not damaged and a person is using a finisher. I mean, using the arm bar when their arm is not damaged, to like use rope break, because they only go use rope break if their arm has been damaged. Then they'll start using rope break if their arm starts getting damaged. But anyway, Boss Rudin with the win. Congrats to him. Now he's going against Papa 1. Yeah, you expect somebody to want to stack the deck, I guess, stack the deck and make sure the character that they're named after is just the absolute champion or the champion or something. But like, no, I make PKO the way I would want him to play, you know. His go-to submission is the reverse, what's the name? Is the reverse figure 4 leg lock. His finisher is now the tombstone power driver and stuff like that. I believe I had it like that since the last pay-per-view or something like that, but I think I saw him use that in that #1 contenders match at show B or wherever. Anyway, that was a good performance by Switch Kick. He did some damage. I mean, he was able to take away 6 points. So he was doing something in that match. Good showing for him so far. Now, once former champs have gone through the #1 contenders match and they get a title match, they'll automatically get another #1 contenders match, no matter how close the match was. I said I would do that if it like they ended like close matches, but like no. You get the one chance opportunity, you know, then you got to earn it again. Because if you're that good to go against the champions like that, you should be able to easily defeat somebody in a #1 contenders match. You know what I'm saying? So, oh my God, Boss Boss Ruden, oh, at least he was able to end it with the palm strike because none of those knees were hidden at all. They was all being blocked. None of these are being blocked. He hit him with the multiple clinch knees. Flipping, dropping his lands for PKO. And he goes, oh, the Texas Cobra Leaf. Now, the Texas Cobra is slowly becoming one of my favorite moves to get my characters for the leg submissions and stuff like that. Because it targets not only the legs, but also targets the back. You know, I like the Walls of Jericho move, or the lineman camera, or whatever the heck you want to call it, as well as a couple of other moves for the legs as well, like those different leg lock submissions and stuff like that. But the Texas Clover seems like it's going to damage both the back and the legs. And I found that to be better than using the sharpshooter on, as I already explained before, the THQ and AKI 64 games. I know they probably do way better damage and get easy end matches in other wrestling games and stuff like that for 64 and other games. But like, as far as like these styles of games, I'm pretty sure you could get the submission victory in this game or in No Mercy. But like for the most part, it just seems like they got that submission set up as like a wear down move instead of what it's supposed to be as a finisher. No, Boss Ruden could possibly be looking to capture his second victory here. Oh, no he's not. And that's the one thing I hate for the shoot wrestlers on this game, that they can't pull you back in the ring. Now this is all good and dandy to knock somebody off the apron and onto the outside. It was like a pro wrestling match, because then you could get out the damn ring and follow up and hit your finisher on them on the outside. But when it comes to the MMA rules, it makes no sense to have them knock somebody to the outside and stuff when they got their finisher going, because you want them to get back in the ring so you can use your finisher move on them. It's just one of the little stupid things that's on the game that I hate, because it makes having matches with two actual people with the MMA rules non-existent. All you gotta do with MMA rules matches, if you think you're winning the match and the match is almost over, just get out on the apron and then your opponent ain't gonna be able to get you back in the ring. And also, the computer won't make you get back in the ring. You can stay on the apron forever if you want to, because the computer is also not gonna force you back in the ring. The referee, my bad. The referee is not gonna force you back in the ring, and neither is the game. I would like a 5-second count or something that automatically forces you back in the ring or something when it comes to that, or you don't have access to the apron at all. You have to slide back in the ring. Don't let them get up on the apron. Or you should not be able to get onto the apron on this game. You still should be able to climb the turnbuckles, but you can't get onto the apron. When you go up to the apron, you automatically gotta get right back in the ring. And I know that can sometimes hinder opponents and stuff like that, and like they can get attacked as they come back in the ring, but like, it is what it is with all of that. And if anything, you can make the opponent scoot back. But I wouldn't want them to scoot back, because some people will use it as a tactic. They'll get out the ring, and then that makes the opponent scoot back, and then they, create space and stuff when they're injured or something like that. It'll be a bad tactic to use. So I just would like them to automatically be forced back into the ring, just to make sure it's fair for everybody. Or I don't know why this game didn't have a goddamn cage. I know all this is old and don't need to be talked about, but they should have had a damn cage for this match. For this damn war like this. It should be fighting in a goddamn cage for crying out loud. That would be way better to use for this sort of game and stuff like that. Because I believe this came out after WrestleMania 2000. I do believe this game came out after WrestleMania 2000, and possibly came out around the same time or before No Mercy, but WrestleMania 2000 had the ability to have matches in a cage. I'm not saying it's not the same thing as those games as far as the cage matches, because those was kind of, they were decent, but they were also kind of stupid, you know, as far as like the cage matches go and stuff like that. But still, should not be allowing them to just do whatever they want in these styles of matches. But anyway, while I'm talking about all this and stuff, this is Bas Ruden's best performance to me so far. You know, he's losing to everybody on points, but he's freaking building meter like it ain't nothing. And he's already got one finish already with the arm bars from the full mount position. So, definitely doing well. I don't know how much more he could take as far as like the head damage, because it seems like anything that's going towards the head right now is knocking him down for good, is not going to end up finishing him sooner or later. Also, his legs are not doing too well either, so he's going to need it. And the thing is, if he's able to beat PKO, he's going to have to go into the next match against somebody else who's going to be targeting his legs. You know? Nice flipping drop kick that knocks him down for 2 more points by PKO. This is not looking good for him. But he's still in range of getting his finisher. Like I just said, he now has his special meter, so he either gonna go for the, I expect he's going for the double leg, yeah, because that's what he did with his last opponent, you know. But I think PKO, if he gets to the ropes, nope, he didn't get to the ropes soon enough. There we go. Bas Ruden has now put his team up 2-0 versus the champs. Wow. The defending champs. Now we're coming up on the 3rd matchup. Or should I end it right there? You know what? Technically, I don't end it at the 2 matches, but you know, I kept on doing this and that with the talking about other stuff before we even start the match. And I think we don't even get started with this until 10 minutes in or something. So yeah, we're gonna have to end this right there. Yeah, try to keep it more short with the talking about stuff during the matches. I keep on thinking that shit's right there. So yeah, looks like this is the end. So far, Bas Ruden is doing well. You know, his momentum is not being ended because, as you already know, I'm not ever gonna stop the videos and stuff like that while it's doing this. I'm just gonna pause it and send wherever I have to the SD card, and we get right back into it. So into the next one later, and this again was part 1 of the title match for the Combatants. Why is it not coming up? I'm trying to get this shit to pop up on the screen. Are you kidding me right now? Come on, why is it won't let me do it? Damn. Alright. That's the end of the video. Son of a bitch. It's not letting me do it. Oh, that's